Hey there guys, Gamer Dude back once again to bring you some more gaming content. Today I am bringing you Grand Theft Auto 5, the future of the game, the future of the After Hours DLC, and just any updates in general. And really whether to see if the game has lost its pizzazz again, if it's become boring, if it's even worth playing anymore. Today I'm going to be covering all the current vehicles that have been added with this DLC and all the future vehicles still to come. If you are new to the channel, don't hesitate to drop me a subscribe, I would appreciate that. If you're a current subscriber, I would appreciate a like on this video, that would be so helpful. I'm trying to go for 700 subs by the end of the year. We are so close now, we're at 678. If I can get to 700 by the end of the year, I will do a full shout out video to all of my subscribers. So, as we know, with this update, when it first dropped, we got given 7 vehicles. I practically bought them all immediately. There was one vehicle we were given for free once we bought the garages, and that was the that was sort of that speedo van, the Vapid Speedo Custom, I think it was called. You know, you can put the big turret on the top of it, and you can put prox mines on it plus full armor. So we still have a ton of new vehicles coming, and since the update has dropped, we've had new cars, we've had planes, and we've now even got a hover bike, which they've designated the Oppressor Mark II. How many more hover cars are going to come? I mean, well, hover vehicles are going to come in. I mean, we had the DeLorean, which was fair play. That was a nice callback to Back to the Future. It was fantastic. Then we got the sort of James Bond underwater car. I know it's not a hover car, but it's still another iconic movie car. And now we've got the Oppressor Mark II, which is basically just a flying barrel. I mean, what are we going to get next? The Chitty Chitty Bang Bang vehicle? I mean, come on. Are we Rockstar's think tank? Because I was in a party chat with my comrades a few months ago, and I was saying before the DeLorean was added, I was like, I want a DeLorean, I want a DeLorean, and they were all like, oh, it's not happening, it's never going to come. And then a couple of weeks later, bam, DeLorean. So are Rockstar secretly listening in on everyone's party chats? The conspiracy theory, right? Conspiracy theory. Anyway, back to my point. Many of the new vehicles are all designed to fit in with the Nightlife DLC's aesthetic touch, which completely fine. I have no disregard for any of the vehicles added, except for the price. But again, that's another video for another day. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down some of the new vehicles that are coming, because I'm not sure if a lot of you guys actually know what vehicles are left to come. I mean, I still have quite a bit of money left over as well from the Rockstar live streams. Those are now currently finished, so don't ask me when the next one is, because they're probably never going to do them again, because they gave away far too much money, and I think they realise that now. So the first vehicle on my agenda, thanks to a lot of data mining, so I'm assuming that's from modders, is the Terabyte. Now, as I said earlier, when you bought the nightclub and bought the garages, you did get given one vehicle, and that was the Speedo Custom. Now, the Speedo Custom went in its own section of the nightclub, as does the Terabyte. So it is not a Pegasus vehicle, or as my comrade calls it, Pegasus. Don't ask me why he does that. It's just funny to him, I suppose. Anyway, it gets its own section in the nightclub garage, and it is one hell of a free mode killer. It is a bit of a killing machine. to say the least. I mean, that little drone that you can pop out of it, that is hilarious, I might add, when you can tase people. I mean, I don't know if they're hinting at actually with that they're actually bringing the taser into the game. It's doubtful, but it would be hilarious to tase someone. As well, one of the newer vehicles, we have the Enos Stafford, which is the classic Rolls-Royce. I already had both of the original Rolls-Royces that were first added into the game. I found both of them to be quite decent vehicles, especially the one that you could armour up. Well, I say armour up, it's not very armoured because you die in it as quickly as you do in this thing that I'm driving right now. It's amazing how they can get 100% accurate shots through those tiny little letterbox windows. Am I right? Does anyone else agree with me? They can just shoot you straight through a tiny little letterbox window, whereas us, we have to stop and aim a sniper directly at their faces. Otherwise we ain't getting the vehicle. Anyway, the Enos Stafford, the classic Rolls-Royce, it is proudly parked next to my other Rolls-Royces. Well, it's in between them actually, it's in the middle of them. In my nightclub, because it is a very nightclubby vehicle. Oh, I hate that you can't shoot out of this thing. Stop following me. Oh well, he's gone. That's one for the gag reel. Yeah, the next vehicle that was added that I'd like to talk about is the blimp. The blimp has been highly sought after by players for quite a while. I'm not entirely sure why, because it's a bit of a sitting target. In the game itself, though, we have 8 different blimps. The first 4 are for each of the nightclub DJs. You've got a Solomon blimp, Taylor's blimp, a Dixon blimp, and a Black Madonna blimp. Now, my favourite out of all those 4 is the Black Madonna is the Dixon blimp. It's got a very nice neon look to it. It's got a very nice vibe to it, and I quite enjoy looking at that version of the blimp. The other 4 versions of the blimp, however, if you happen to buy one, you're really wasting your money, if I do say so myself, because once you buy it and choose your livery, that's it, you're stuck with it. Because it is a Pegasus vehicle, you cannot store it in your hangar, which is really strange considering you can store a giant Vulcan bomber in there. So I'm not sure as to why Rockstar wouldn't allow you to store the blimp in there. But yeah, once you choose the livery for it, you are stuck with it. You cannot change the livery, and when you call Pegasus for it, you have to pay for it again. You have to pay to call the blimp that you've just paid almost $1 million for, which is really ridiculous if you ask me. I don't know why they would do that. It seems a bit pointless. Seems like a bit of a waste of time. But moving on, the next vehicle is the Canis Freecrawler. At I'm guessing at around about, it'll be about 600,000 to 700,000. It's a very weird looking vehicle. It's kind of like a reverse Reliant Robin, because it's got 2 wheels at the front and 1 at the back, but yet it looks like an off-roader. I don't see how that works. It looks like an off-roader, but it's only got 3 wheels, and the single wheel is at the back. It's going to be as useless as that stupid bike that they added that no one really bought. As well, as you all probably know, there's the party bus and the Mammoth Patriot limo. The party bus, again, as much as it looks good, because when I first went to do the mission, I loved the look of the party bus, it is a waste of money, because once again it becomes a Pegasus vehicle and you can't store it, so you have to pay to get it every time you want to use it. I mean, if you do want it, and you want to meet up with your friends and just have a little rave, then it's all good. I mean, I definitely want one at some point in the future, but I probably won't be getting it anytime soon. I only want one in the future because me and my comrades, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know my second love to gaming is music. And I love to have a rave, I love to have a jam, I love to jam to music, no matter what sort of music it might be. So it's well worth having if you're into that sort of stuff. Now the Mammoth Patriot limo, I did buy one. I bought one straight away, I bought one immediately. Because I thought you could actually, when you get given one in the nightclub missions, I thought you'd be able to use your own. Turns out you can't. So unless you want a nice garage decoration, it's a waste of money, because again, you can't put any liveries on it. The only liveries you can put on it are the liveries you unlock from the bunker, and I seriously doubt a pink and green camo looks good on a limo, or a dark green sort of army combat look looks good on a limo. I mean, they could have at least given us a Republican Space Ranger livery for it. That would have looked better at least. But yeah, other than that, it's just a 460,000 garage decoration, really. I mean, if you've got an original Patriot and just want to sit it next to it, then fair play. You know, I could deal with that. I did that myself, just to sort of add to a collection. Now the next vehicle I want to feature, well, not feature, but talk about is the Scramjet. Now I've spoken about this many times in previous GTA videos before the After Hours DLC dropped. I thought this was going to be basically a 1960s Batmobile. You know, the Adam West style Batmobile. Turns out I was way off. I was way wrong. It does have similar abilities. It's got the boosters, it's got the rockets, the machine guns, but it is actually the vehicle from the movie Speedrunner, and you can put that same livery on it. You can put that same Speedrunner livery on it as well. The only difference the vehicle has to the Batmobile that's currently in the game as the Vigilante is the fact that it can jump, just like the Ruiner 2000. I've competed in that new adversary mode just so I could test it before I bought it, and it's actually not a bad vehicle. I'd say it is worth having. It's a lot smoother than the Batmobile. It's a lot easier to control. If you hit the booster on a hill, it doesn't go completely flying everywhere, unlike the Vigilante. So it is worth having, and it does look very good in the garage next to the Vigilante. And of course we had the Swinger, which is the Jaguar from the Austin Powers movies, or close enough anyway. You can have the same livery on it at least. We have the Jester Classic, which is the Toyota Supra. You can have the livery from the Fast and Furious film. It's called 10 Minute Car. Again, so it's well worth having. In addition to the vehicles I've already mentioned, we do have some additional vehicles and cars that are coming to the DLC in the future. I'm not sure if Rockstar are going to drip feed them or if they're going to drop them in one go, because these vehicles are actually ones you can currently pick up off the streets. Not entirely sure why they would do that. I mean, I'm not really fond of paying money for a vehicle that I can get for free off the streets. Considering now that they've done this, you probably won't be able to store them off the streets anymore. So it's a bit unusual. But anyway, I shall mention each vehicle. We have the Menacer. I'm not too sure what vehicle that one is, so let me know in the comments if you know what the Menacer is, if you've actually seen it before. We have the Imponte Ruiner, which is of course the Trans Am, and the Ruiner 2000, so Knight Rider. We have the Bolocan Prari, or Pare, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right anyway. The Karen Futo, the Karen BJ XL, which is one of the off-road vehicles, the Fathom FQ2, the Benefactor Soprano, the Emperor Habanero, and the Chariot Romeo hearse, which is the original hearse, I might add, not the hearse from the Halloween update, which has got the cool little zombie in the back. Now, all of these vehicles, apart from the Menacer and the hearse, are actually Simeon vehicles. So I'm not really sure where they're going with this. If they're trying to push you to buy a Simeon vehicle. So, I mean, are they getting rid of Simeon because you can buy these vehicles now? Is he not going to want them? Is there going to be something different added later on to do with Simeon? Oh crap, I'm in the wrong place. We just don't know yet, because the only information we've had on the next DLC is December, and all they've said is, and this is a direct quote, "Prepare for the return of the Reds." So that could mean anything really. It could mean the return of the Russians in the submarine. It could mean the return of some kind of another Doomsday heist, possibly. Like just the same heist but with a rewritten story. I'm not entirely sure myself where that's going to go. But yeah, all they've said is be prepared for the return of the Reds. So that sounds a bit dodgy to me. But don't hesitate to let me know in the comments what you guys think. I would really like to hear your feedback on this matter. I would also like to hear what you think about the DLC itself at the moment. Because once again, I've had a lot of friends that have stopped playing it already, and the drip feeding hasn't even stopped yet. A lot of my friends have given up on the game because they are, once again, bored of it. I find myself just playing it with one or two other people these days, and it really is quite a shame. It's, given how long the game's been out, it's what, 5 years old now. It is still an immensely popular game, and they're dropping DLCs for free after 5 years. I mean, come on. What other game does that these days? What other game gives you free DLCs? I mean, the latest update for Destiny, that's 60 quid. I mean, come on. Speaking of Destiny, it is actually free next month on PS Plus. I wouldn't recommend it myself, but if you're into that sort of thing, go for it. It's free. Comes with all the DLCs minus the new DLC, so it's well worth it. God of War 3 is also going to be there. It's God of War 3 Remastered as well, so it's the same one they brought out on the PS3, but you can just download it on the PS4 now. I will be getting that straight away, because I am a huge fan of the God of War series. But anyway, back to my point. Lost my train of thought now. Well, yeah, anyway, just let me know in the comments what you guys think. It would be really great to hear your feedback. If you're new to the channel as well, don't hesitate to drop me a subscribe and a like. That would be so appreciated. If you're a current subscriber and you're watching this video, just drop me a like. That would be appreciated as well. I am trying to get to 700 subs by the end of the year. That is my ultimate goal for my channel. It has grown faster than I could ever have imagined. But if I can get to 700, I'm going to do a shout out video of every subscriber that I have. That is just going to be a homage to you guys, because without you guys I couldn't have gotten this far, and I really honestly do thank you all so much. So I think that's about it for this video. If you would like to know anything else about GTA, if you want any hints, any tips, not anything to do with modding, because I do not mod. If you have been a subscriber for quite some time, you know I will not mod. I do not mod any of my games, so please don't ask me to mod. But yeah, if you want any helpful hints, tips, a video on a sale mission from any of the businesses, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments, because I will upload it as soon as I am able. So yeah, that being said, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I shall catch you all real soon.